Hang on, Jim.
Sponsored by the Mike Morse Law Firm. 855 Mike wins. Live streaming in downtown Detroit. Jason Carr Live starts now.
Well, it's Friday. You made it. We are just a wee bit late on being the 9:15-ish today because I had to do the cut-in live on the Today Show, and you needed more time.
That's right.
But it was mainly about the cut-in.
It was mainly about the cut-in, but I still had a little bit of time to make some extra graphics, so I had time to make one.
One extra graphic.
Yeah.
And then one improvised graphic right there. Who's our sponsor?
Mike Morse Law Firm. 855 Mike wins.
You know what we should do is have a piece of cardboard on a string.
Oh, it could lower. We have a pulley system.
And when it comes down, it goes, "Go for the win!" See, you can't produce that in an audio booth or a
No.
edit suite. Well, you have to go out all the way. See,
No, just enough.
we're good. We're good.
Okay.
All right, let's start with Friday the 13th.
That's today.
Yes, I know. Jason, Friday the 13th. I get it. I don't have a hockey mask, nor have I ever had a hockey mask, but I have heard those comments for
If
years.
I had had more time this morning, I
You
was
would
going
have
to
put a hockey
Photoshop a
mask?
whole thing together, but yeah, ran a little behind.
Boy, there's all kinds of backstory on the 13th. You know, triskaidekaphobia, the fear of the number 13. Friday the 13th is like something like that.
Yes.
Catanese.
Catanese. This is interesting. We've got a Mikey Pond. He's watching from London.
Hey, cheers, mate.
Yeah.
What is that? 2:30 in the afternoon. Almost tea time there in London, right?
Yep. 5 hours? Yeah.
So head on down to the pub. What's his name?
Mikey Pond.
Mikey Pond. Have you
Across
ever?
the pond.
Across the pond is Mikey Pond. Mikey, mate, have you ever been to a place? Oh boy, it's over by Camden Hill Road or in that general vicinity. It is a Polish Mexican cafe pub.
That sounds good.
Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I loved it when we were visiting. So Friday the 13th, there are a number of popular myths and superstitions surrounding the day. Most famously, if you cut your hair, someone in your family will die.
On Friday the 13th.
If you cut your hair on Friday the 13th, somebody in your family will die.
I'm due for a haircut.
Don't. If a
Okay.
funeral procession pauses or passes you on Friday the 13th, you will be the next to die. Don't start a trip on Friday or you will encounter misfortune. If you break a mirror on Friday the 13th, you'll have 7 years of bad luck. I thought that was if you broke a mirror, period.
Yeah. Yeah, but I guess maybe it's worse. Maybe it's double damage.
A child born on Friday the 13th will be unlucky for life. Ships that set sail will have misfortune, and if
There's
you walk
all
on,
sorts of superstitions with ships and sailing and what you're supposed to do. In fact, there's like certain tattoos you're supposed to get after you've crossed the prime meridian or when you've done these. There's all sorts of traditions you're supposed to have.
That's right.
Yeah.
In fact, I want to say my stepfather has one of those naval tattoos. Like he yeah, exactly. So one of my favorite origin stories about 13 is that it takes 13 steps up to the gallows, 12 to go up and 1 to come down.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
I haven't heard that one before, yeah. Parents, get ready for this. Can you put it up on the big screen there, Jan?
Oh, yeah.
This is really cool. DIY toys, you know, sort of the Pinterest. That's what I'm looking at right there on our big screen monitor here to the right. A toddler playing with, looks like we got a padlock there, and
all sorts of things. They got a couple different
keys,
types of locks.
wheels.
Looks like there's a calculator, maybe a old corded telephone, a couple of lights, keychains, magnets. But this made the rounds on the internet, and everyone's talking about do-it-yourself toys, especially with kids this young. You know, you just put them in a box, It's just like a cat. I guess young kids are a lot like cats. You just give them a box, and that's it.
Are you kidding? We had a box that was big enough to hide my daughter Gia.
Yeah.
And we decorated it, and she would get in it. I would close the doors to the box and go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pick it up and carry her to a different part of the house and put her down, all the while going.
Yeah, and that's enough.
And open the doors, and magically she was in her bedroom when she had been in the living. Oh, she thought that was the greatest thing. Mm-hmm. Such a neat memory.
Yeah, and there's, I mean, look at this one. They took a box, and now you can throw a ping pong ball in there, and it'll make its way down. It's a marble run.
Again, these are DIY toys.
So now we've got a whole. This guy must be good with his hands. Whoever made that. That's not just the average do-it-yourself toy. Got another one of these sensory boards with light switches.
Let's take a look at that.
Yeah,
it's the USS Gatton, I guess is the guy's name. So you've got the what's the counting doohickey called?
The calculator?
No.
Oh, no. The
Hibiscus?
hibiscus.
Hibiscus? Yeah, that's what it's called. It's called the hibiscus.
What is? Ken, do you know what that's called?
What's the thing called where you slide the discs across to
I think that's what it's called.
the hibiscus?
Yeah, something like that.
No, I think it's syllabus.
That also sounds like a sandwich name.
First one in the comments section. Let's see what.
Let's see if
knows
somebody
what
in the
this is
comment
called.
section.
What else we have? There's this one where they took the cubby hole and put some carpet in there and strings, a bunch of tables, this type of setup. And then this one I thought was amazing. Little tree fort. Looks like this little girl's got a whole kitchen inside. What I was noticing is on the right, that looks like a play dishwasher. I was thinking, this little girl's got a pretend dishwasher in her fort. I don't even have a dishwasher in my apartment. You know?
Good morning to Nancy, Helen, Tammy Coleman, Siobhan, Cynthia, Tina, Sue, Elmarie Nevels as usual. We have Deborah. Good morning to you all. Happy birthday. Kristen Petty. Happy Friday the 13th birthday, Kristen Petty. Glad you're with us.
Okay, so Jim Werner's telling me, abacus.
Abacus. But
Abacus.
he has abscissa there. But
Yeah, but Katie Peters got it.
Katie Peters for the win.
Yep.
Abacus. The abscissa. That's a new car from Buick. Oh, we're a little slap happy on the Friday the 13th edition of Jason Carr Live, sponsored by the Mike Morris Law Firm. Owls Without Feathers.
Yes.
Author Dana Schwartz tweeted this horrifying revelation on Sunday, and the internet went crazy. More and more people began tweeting out photos of what other animals would look like without feathers or fur. This would be an owl.
You want to walk over to the TV? We'll take a quick look at this.
Oh, hang on.
So this is quite terrifying. She tweeted this out, and then after that, tweeted out this one. So you've got an idea of what the skeleton looks like, what the bird looks like without feathers, and that. So it's quite scary.
Dana Schwartz with 3 Z's at Dana Schwartz, January 8th. So the other day, I just Googled what owls look like without feathers, and I am severely shook. Not shaken.
Mm-hmm. So,
oh boy.
Do you think this revelation is going to make owls less scary to people?
He just wanders on.
Yeah, here he is.
Do you-
Just right in the
outta
middle of the TV.
I mean, what's next? Are we going to start having robots in forests?
TVs can, everybody.
So the trend became just send these out. Let's see what other types of animals. Here we got chickens.
Chickens without feathers would look like that.
Uh-huh.
What is that?
It's a
That's a
ball.
hedgehog without its...
Mm-hmm.
I've got one of these living next to my house. It dug out about 10 cubic feet of dirt.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
This one's
Hairless possum.
Yeah.
TV's Ken's got a big smile on his face, his big victory lap. Oh, goodness gracious. Do you have any others? That it?
Yeah, this is the last one. This one's probably the most horrifying.
Bears without fur take the cake.
Yeah.
The bear actually, you know what he looks like? He looks like the member of a 70s rock group, doesn't he? Kind of like the guy that would play bass.
Yeah.
But then again, you kind of look like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a morning.
Robots and wildlife. Wildlife photographer Will Berard Lucas bolted a camera to a small remote-controlled four-wheel buggy and steered the rig toward herds of elephants and lion prides. Or would it be lion's pride? No, lion prides. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these shots, you just set up a stationary cam and came back later to see what came of it. And with this good remote control technology, I'm sure you've got to be a ways back. You're still in a hide. But these are some of the photos that he's being able to capture. It's just...
That's majestic right there.
Yeah, I mean, if you were holding the camera there's a good
Oh,
chance
no,
that
you'd be
you're
dead.
not making through it. The pictures might survive, but you probably wouldn't. But just incredible stuff.
Wow.
Wow. And you got to imagine that these animals can still hear the mechanics of the remote control, so they're still interested. They notice that this camera's out there.
That's a cool shot of a rhino.
Yeah, especially with the stars in the background. You got to have strobes to be able to get that flash, but to be able to get the
I know,
stars in
and
the
to
background,
still
too.
have the stars show up
Yeah.
with a strobe? That's really cool. Dogs and cats living together in mass hysteria. That's right, this man has no... Can't go there. Let's take a look at this Instagram account. It's like Bruno Dog or something like that. What
Baron the German. This is a German Shepherd named Baron, and his best friend Alvin the cat.
Is Alvin licking his ear?
That's what it looks like. Yeah. So this is an entire Instagram account dedicated to the friendship of Baron the German and Alvin the cat.
Hey, TV's Ken, Kathy Generalovalovich says, good morning. You just got a wave, Kathy, from TV's Ken. Kathy Generalovalovich. Did we ever, Generalovich?
Generalovich?
Generalovich.
Generalovich.
Generalvich?
General.
Nope, that's General Jackson. Mm-hmm. So if you, that's Baron the German.
Mm-hmm.
Baron the German on Instagram if you want to see the dog. Apparently people don't care about the dog and cat living together.
I don't know.
How about Jack Daniel's coffee?
That might get him interested.
No booze in this, but your
Unfortunately.
coffee will taste like it's infused with Jack Daniel's if you get Jack Daniel's coffee.
It's available on their website. Apparently it's going to be blended, roasted, infused, and crafted. So,
Just leave that up there for a second. Let's, old number 7.
mm-hmm.
Ken, you have to come back. You have to make the long trip around. Kathy Generalovich has promised that she's going to recruit 100 of her friends to watch this every morning if you give her a wave. So we have to come back on camera so
Okay.
Ken can wave
What
at
kind
her.
of a wave? Like a presidential
Like,
wave?
you give her
or
one
like
of
a-
these, or camera's over there.
That's like worth 100 friends.
That's at least worth 100 people watching. Everybody in Kathy's bowling league, her sewing circle, her workplace, wherever she's watching from, she has to recruit 100 people to watch us every day.
Okay, so why don't we take a look at the old school promo for the day?
Oh, we have our old school Local 4 or Channel 4 WDIV promo for the day.
Let's take a look.
We're for Detroit. We're for the spirit of now. We're for the sweat on the brow. We're for a day at Belle Isle for kids with the smile of Motown. We're for the Tigers who throw. We've got get up and go like no town. We're for games at the
Okay, so just so you know, the Rensen was completed and opened in 75, right?
77.
77.
April 77.
Then I have my date wrong, so they started construction in 75, something like that. So that was near complete in that video. They were moving stuff around, right?
Yes. Yes.
So,
Actually, I'm not sure, but I think some of that was working on the People Mover.
oh, the People Mover.
I believe so. I believe some of the construction projects in those We're For It or We're For Detroit promos were People Mover. Not sure.
Interesting, because that predates the 80s, that the rainbow, or the multicolored 4 logo. So do we know for a fact what year that's from?
The tape that I found those on said 1980s, but it really doesn't seem like it. I think that maybe they were
Seems
just
more
thrown onto
70s.
the end of a different tape, and
Right.
it might be from the 70s. But either way, great stuff.
The point I was going to make is that when that promo was airing, I could have been one of those kids
Yeah.
in the
At the
park
zoo.
at the zoo, or and now I'm old and gray. By the way, that Jack Daniel's coffee is sold both regular and decaffeinated.
So, but no alcohol. You have to add that yourself.
Okay, so do you want to see the live viewers plunge off a cliff?
NASA?
Not literally, but like, let's put up the NASA video. In 2005, we dropped an alien probe, flew through the atmosphere on Titan, the largest moon of Saturn, and landed on the surface. We have actual footage of that happening. So here we have the animation. So this is going to take a minute to get there.
Yes. Well, it takes a little while to get all the way to Saturn.
Maybe you should bring up the music volume just a little bit there. There we go. Okay, this is going to be a mix of animation and actual. Oh wait, no. I saw a third-party animation of this. This just continues right in, and everything goes kind of what's it, night vision?
Oh, okay. I didn't see that one.
You haven't seen that part?
No.
Interesting. So this ends up looking like the probe lands in the Grand Canyon, and it's all monochromatic. It's all one color.
Yeah.
Over the river and through the woods. Did this come from the same link that I sent to you?
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing that splash of color. So rivers of methane apparently carved
That's
out.
what they think they're
these
seeing in
canyons.
here. Yeah.
Can you believe that?
Why not? Yeah.
Or is this a hoax? Is this taking place on a Vegas soundstage?
Well, and Stanley Kubrick's directing it.
Landing, think about this. Landing on a moon orbiting Saturn
Yeah.
and having video of said event.
Now this happened in 2005, so it took 12 years to go over all the information and piece all the
Now
images
this is the part
together.
where I caught. This is where we came in. And it's kind of hard to get an idea of the depth here because, the real deep is out of focus, and then it looks like it's going to crash on this mountaintop right here, but does... You got to get rid of the fractals there. By the way, this is how I get to work every morning.
By probe.
This is life on the lodge at
Yeah.
4:25 a.m. This is pretty much keep on going, keep on going.
So yeah, this one wasn't quite as good as the other video because I have the little clip of because this is more showing what kind of descent it would have made, but this is the we'll wait till this one finishes. That's the lens that they're actually using there. Mm-hmm. But this
There
is
we
what
go.
it looks like.
Here we go.
Coming down.
Whoa, what
That's
happened?
all there was of that GIF. Didn't grab the other video.
Oh,
so
because I watched the whole thing all the way to landing.
I gotta grab the other one then. That's all right.
94 people are really upset right now.
All 94 of them.
Good morning, Hoda. She says, my hair looks great, don't change the color. Well, Thank you.
So the only thing I don't have on this rundown, you sent me the link about tape cassettes. And
Do you have a graphic?
I do have a graphic, but I don't have the statistics out here.
Do you know that I have boxes upon boxes of mixtapes?
Yeah?
I do. I have the very first mixtape that I ever made in like 1985.
What's on it? You should bring it in.
I
Have
will.
A playlist, yeah.
A little playlist for you.
I don't understand why these are making a comeback. Records I can understand, the sound quality.
High fidelity.
Yeah, but with the tape, I don't know.
Well, I think it's with all things like this, it's like that whole hipster affectation for something that's kind of clunky and mechanical.
Yeah.
And there's something authentic about the tape hiss or something. I don't know.
Well, what I liked about reading that was that with the internet, you've got this endless supply of music. It's almost difficult to find just one song to listen to. Whereas when you have an actual something in front of you, that forces you to listen to just that.
I will say this, that the cool thing about being a mid-40-something Gen Xer is that we're old enough to remember rotary telephones and black and white TVs and albums and cassettes and all that. But we're also young enough to be adopting this stuff. So I have noticed that since I got onto iTunes more than a decade ago, that my focus, my patience with listening to one after the other, I was like, oh no, skip. When I had the cassette, you put the cassette in, and even if you didn't like songs 2 and 3, and you only liked 1, 4, and 6,
You still listen to it.
You'd suffer through 2 and 3, and then 4,
Yeah.
and 4, 5, and 6 would sound that much better.
Well, and even when I'm listening to records, I'm not going to get up and go and fast forward and change through it. Just let it play through.
All right, good morning. Who's over here on Click On sending us good morning messages on the... Must be TV's Ken. Helen says 8 tracks as well. Good morning, Helen. Tammy, Dale, Brian. Brian wants to know who wrote the lyrics to the 4 promo.
I don't know. I really would like to actually look into that and learn a little bit more. Maybe put an entire article about those couple of promos.
We're
Would be
4.
The tiger.
How about
is on base.
the tiger?
Yeah.
Everybody have a safe, happy weekend. Enjoy yourselves. We'll see you back here on Monday.
Stay classy, Detroit.
Beer distributors. J.J. Taylor disperses.
Jason Carr Live was brought to you by the Mike Morris Law Firm, 855 Mike Wins.